You have an idea for Veterans Court?
I do. Very, very, very interested in that. It started early on after I blurted those words out in the courthouse. I met with Brian Lamb, who's the Veteran Service Director here in Dekalb County. Brian Lamb is more than that, though. He is a very, very, very unique man. He is one of the most dedicated individuals I've ever met. He's not a guy taking a paycheck. He's a guy investing himself in the lives of veterans. He works tirelessly. He is also the person who started and runs Quiet Night, the charitable organization. He's good people. And when I started talking to him about this veteran court thing, we started to really look at, it was being criticized by my opponent even, as we don't need it. You know, I mean, there's not that many. Well, here's what we found out. We have 3,000 veterans in Dekalb County. This is an amazingly patriotic county. That's 10%. Mm-hmm. One of every 10 people you pass, statistically, in Auburn is a veteran. Mm-hmm. And what's going on now is that we are constantly engaging in conflicts around the world, and it's going to continue. Things aren't going to get better, they're going to get worse, and we're going to have more veterans. But we have these young people who volunteer to serve their country. And when they come back with issues and problems that they didn't leave with. A lot of those bases are remote, and the only pastime is to sit around and drink. That happens. Some of these places, the access to things like hashish and marijuana is very, very easy, and drug problems develop. Some people just simply come back with post-traumatic stress issues, which causes strife in the home, results in domestic issues, has people run afoul of the law. But these are basically good people who were in a structured environment, and they honorably served our country.
Yes.
And it is unpalatable to me that when we have a person who has returned from service, has come afoul, at least in, not in a huge way, obviously that's a different situation, but in a smaller way. And it's an issue that arose during their service. They come back, and a lot of these people have been in charge of millions of dollars worth of equipment, have very responsible jobs, and they find themselves not even able to find menial employment. And so it creates a negative environment, and they get in trouble. And it's unpalatable to me to reward their service with a criminal conviction. That shouldn't be the goal of any person in this county. That's not what good people do. It should be our goal to get in there and solve the problem so that it doesn't happen again and not have a criminal record. And Veterans Court is a problem-solving court once again. But the idea is that you get the veterans in there, and it's run very similar, but each person gets a mentor from our veteran community. It's not going to, I'm a member of Legion Post 202 in Butler. It's not going to be very hard to find people to volunteer to do that, because everybody I talk to says, oh, I'd do that. I'd be a mentor. These guys have served, they care. The idea is to match these people up with someone with similar service, so if you can. You know, a combat veteran needs to be with a combat veteran. Those things have to happen. And the other thing that you do with veterans is, because a lot of them really aren't in the greatest of economic situation right now, is that you run it through a different system. We have DeKalb County Court Services where people get drug and alcohol treatment through a county program and you pay for it. Mm-hmm. Veterans are entitled to all of those services of high caliber through the VA in Fort Wayne. So you utilize those services for free for these people. They served, and they're entitled to it, and there's no reason why that we shouldn't let them use those services. So you use VA services to help these people. You get them a mentor. You have the weekly meetings, just like I was talking about. You have a different dynamic. I've been to veterans courts. You have a different dynamic with these people. They tend to be more disciplined, more structured. They do seem to have, even very early on, a much greater sense of kinship, and their mutual support for each other develops quicker. Mm-hmm. And veterans courts work really well, because you don't have bad people basically there. Now there's a person every now and then that goes serve in the military. They were bad when they went in, they're bad when they get out. They're not going to get past the screening committee. But for a lot of these people who developed a problem during their service, like I said, the reward isn't a criminal conviction. The reward for a veteran that honorably served is that the people of this community say, you know what, we're going to step in and help you fix this problem.